dark winter.
Hey guys, what's up? Spectre again, back with another Casual Friday. Why am I talking like that? Hi. I instantly jumped into my my normal voice for recording videos, and that's not the point of this segment. So yeah, so this week I haven't really gotten to play that much at all. I've done like one search and destroy mission because it's finals week this week and I just haven't been able to play. And to be completely honest, when I do get to play, I've actually been playing a lot of Fallout because of Far Harbor. Yeah. But I've been looking forward to this because I'm a fan of expanded PvE content. I like playing by myself. That sounds weird. I like playing alone in the Division. Let's say it that way. Just because, I don't know, it's just slower than the Dark Zone. You get to take your time. You get to do everything your own way, rather than sort of giving in to, like in the Dark Zone, nothing is under your control. You're at the mercy of everyone else, pretty much. But that's not how it is out here. Why did I have my sniper up? 1, 2, and recoil on this shit gets to you after a while. And 3. And 3. Okay, I was gonna say and 3 again. Oh, hello. I have to say, I really hope that they come up with new enemy types in the upcoming DLCs. And I don't mean like new looking enemy types, because a really important point that's been made about this game, and other games have this problem too, like Destiny, there's really only like 4 enemy types, and then they look different and have slightly different weapons. And that's the same in like Destiny. You know, there's always like, there's a hierarchy of enemies. There's, you know, like berserker type people who are really armored up or run at you. There's like, you know, sniper types. There's different like archetypes of enemies, and then they just look slightly different depending on what faction they're from. But I want totally new enemies, and if the rumor, well, it's not really a rumor, it's a theory that I have, is true, then I think we will see a radically new, hopefully, enemy type. Then hopefully we will see a new sort of enemy type. In the book, The Collapse, which is about the Division, it's actually, there's copies of that book in the game, which are really funny. You can find them on desks and stuff. It's basically telling the story of this woman who's surviving in New York while all this stuff is happening. And she's like, it's interesting because it is a book about surviving, but then she's writing in the margins about what's happening to her. If you have not read this book, seriously read it. I gave a copy away a long time ago. Seriously read it. It's great. And you can actually find the woman in the book. You could find her in the Division. And if you haven't read the book, you might have already found her without even knowing it. She's in an Echo. In a few of them, actually. But, yeah, they talk about this rumor. She's listening to the radio, the same radio station that we hear when you're in any of the safe houses. And the DJ is talking about supposed cults of cannibals living under the city in the underground, which is the name of one of the upcoming DLCs. And apparently they're crazier than the cleaners. So I'm thinking, if we're gonna fight a bunch of cannibals who are probably not well armed or anything like that, living in tunnels under the city, I'm hoping they'll be different or fight differently and act differently than the enemies we currently fight. Alright, listen, asshole. Calm down. Jesus. Who? Oh my God, this is a clusterfuck. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, so hopefully, and I know a lot of people like really want zombies to be in this game for some reason, which I don't get. Like, everyone complains that zombie stuff is played out or that it's always the same, and then you want it shoehorned into this. But anyway, especially when it hasn't been established in any way, shape, or form yet, that this could become some sort of zombie virus. And that's even if you're not even considering the fact that they've outright said there's not going to be zombies or monsters of any type, because this is a Tom Clancy game and they like to be realistic. And I guess cannibals are more realistic than zombies, since cannibals actually do exist somewhere, I guess, or have existed, rather. But yeah, so that's in the book, and I think that maybe we'll get it in Underground. Like, it makes sense if you go watch the teaser when they started like talking about what we're gonna get throughout the year, and they mentioned Underground. It sort of sounds like that. They say fighting some force underground. I don't know. It would be interesting. I just want to see new goddamn enemy types. Because it is fun to switch up between different enemy types if you're playing different challenge mode missions and stuff, but it's not different enough, to be completely honest. Alright. 1, 2... Oh, asshole ran. I'm either super accurate with my sniper rifle or I'm embarrassingly bad with it. And it depends on the day. Like, I'm never 100%. I'm not consistent at all. There's some days where I just go at them with an assault rifle and make quick work of it. Oh, cool note. This is actually by my college. By my school. I would get off the train right there. It's behind that Sarah tent. And then I would cross this way and walk down a couple of blocks. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do that instead. Cool little tour. This is Washington Square Park. And weird little side note sort of story from a local. This in reality is a Shake Shack. It's a burger place. It's like, I don't want to say it's the closest thing we have to In-N-Out if you're from the West Coast, but it's a good burger, whatever. So there's constantly people like lined all the way out to like there at lunch hour just to get a burger from this place. And since there's so much food around because of all the people who come to this place, all the squirrels in this park are really fat and friendly. Like, they'll come up to you because they're used to being fed French fries. Again, I said stupid story and I delivered, so you're welcome. Oh, this is weird. Hello. Some scrapping material. Alright, I'm not gonna go all the way fucking down there, but my college would be down there. I'm so curious. Alright, well, I'll speed this up for you guys. Who didn't check to see if they were recording after that whole adventure to go see if my school was in the game? Me. So, yeah. You guys can come with me as I do some more search and destroy missions. I feel like the symbol, it just reminds me of the Iron Man, of the thing that's in his chest. It reminds me of the Iron Man. It reminds me of a... God damn it, I can't think of words. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Just got home from work. But yeah, the thing in his chest, that's what that symbol reminds me of. That was a lot of words for one thing. I gotta say, I really like that they added daily assignments. It doesn't make me want to play on a daily basis, which I think is the goal, so I think it fails there. But when I do play, I feel like it respects my time investment more. Like, I feel like I can accomplish more in a smaller amount of time, which ugh, Jesus Christ. It was one of the issues, there we go, now I can speak English. It was one of the issues I had with Destiny, was that I felt like in order to accomplish anything, you had to sit there for 3 hours. Even though they had dailies, the dailies gave you shit. They gave you absolute crap. Which you can argue that Phoenix credits are absolute crap at this point in the game if you have good enough gear. But I try and find a use for them. I always think that I know better than the GPS in this game, than that line that guides you around the city, because I like live here, so I'm like, no, I could just cut around this street. But like, every time I try to be a smartass and do that, there's clutter in my way, and there's a reason they were sending me in that other direction, and I usually don't listen. But, yeah, whatever. But, yeah. Speaking of the line, I am glad that it is back, because for the longest time, it would not show up in my game, and then after the latest update, it came back. So, I am happy about that. I I know everybody has different like glitches and problems with their games. The only issue I've been having is this stupid line, and then from time to time during a mission, I would fall through the floor when I go into cover. It was the most annoying thing ever. But yeah, whatever. I wish you could scavenge like through cars and shit. I wish there was more like DayZ style focus on survival. Like I wish you could pop the lock on a gate on like stores and like loot them and stuff like that. That would be fun. Rather than only having like set stores that are open for you to loot, I wish you could just go and find your own places to loot. Which they said that there's going to be an update coming where there's more of a focus on survival, but I feel like it's not going to be that deep a focus. But whatever, that's just me. Whatever. My question is like I've worked on 2 game titles. They were both like independent titles, and one of them is still up in the air, so I'm not trying to act like I'm hot shit and I've made anything huge. But like as someone who has a little bit deeper of a knowledge of how games are designed and thought of, I hate when enemies are standing around like that. Like, what the fuck were they guarding? Honestly, how do you justify this story-wise? What were they all guarding, standing 5 deep in a circle? I hate stuff like that. Like, give it context. Like, have them holding civilians prisoners here for whatever reason. Give them an objective. Like, don't have them standing around. But I'm nitpicking. I was watching a really interesting video discussing how, like, the Division is not something we should be, like, happy about in the game. Like, the portrayal of a government agency that answers to absolutely no one and can kill civilians whenever they want, and enlist other police officers and other authority figures to help them killing whoever they want, and how dangerous that is as a concept, especially because Directive 51 actually exists in the United States. And yeah, I think it's an interesting thing to discuss, but I also think it's a little bit oversimplified. Like, in the Division, you're never explicitly told to kill civilians. Like, you actually cannot kill civilians. Like, we can't shoot the people walking on the street, even if we do give them, like, one of our consumables and then they give us a shitty gray item. We can't kill them. But, so I think it is oversimplifying the game a little bit, but I do agree with the point that the Rioters are kind of a bullshit faction. Like, the only thing that makes them bad is that they wear hoodies, and let's not even get into that. But yeah, I think that's a stupid fucking notion that that's what makes you a bad person. But anyway, as someone who frequently wears hoodies, as most fucking human beings do. But yeah, I can totally see that point. People think that that point is like you're shooting rioters who are looting something that you're about to loot after you kill them. So it is kind of stupid. Whereas like cleaners or LMB or Rikers are a little bit more of an easy group to sort of, like, you can understand why they're evil. Whereas rioters, sometimes you can't, unless you walk up on them like beating someone with a bat to death, which they do sometimes. But, you know, I don't know. It's just interesting social commentary, which I agree with part of, but partly I think is an oversimplification. Like, I can't shoot a civilian. I can scare the shit out of her, but I can't hurt her, and I'm never encouraged to do so. Unlike something like, you know, No Russian from, you know, that old Call of Duty game. Even though I think that is a great scene as well, narratively, when you take into context the narrative. But whatever. I'll probably make a video on that at some point, discussing that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that is all I wanted to accomplish today. Or at least right now in this session. I gotta go finish a take-home final, which is ridiculous, but whatever. So thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't, please do enter my giveaway for a free season pass for The Division on your platform of choice. I will link the Twitter post in the description below, which gives you all the instructions to enter said giveaway. And if you do enter it, or you have entered it, good luck, and thank you so much for watching, guys.
Dark Winter.